Okay. How you guys doing tonight? Thank you again for joining us. All you wonderful, wonderful people who are out there. Looks like I see Caroline Maths and 8 guests, whoever you guys are, and however you guys are out there. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Let's see. Let me go ahead and kill that just right now. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear us. If you guys can't, please type into the chat that you can or cannot hear us, and we'll just assume it until somebody tells us otherwise that everything's just fine. So, all right, looks like everything's working just fine. Good. So we've got quite a few things to show you guys tonight. If you read the Kickstarter update, the firmware and software, the latest version to be released, is ready to be released. So, and that's due in part to, oh good, thank you Les Music and
Yes.
Orion, thank you guys. Xforma, thank you. Excellent. Powers, thank you. So, lots of things. If you guys read the Kickstarter update, lets you guys know that firmware, when it comes to the 407 and when it comes to the hotheads, is ready to go out the door, along with Repertrail new software. So, if you have already received your machine and would like to download the latest version, please send us a email at HYREL3D@gmail.com, and that's HYREL 3 as in number 3, D as in Delta, at gmail.com, and we'll send you a download link that you will be able to go out there and download the software and then go from there. So everything that you see here tonight, we're just going to be walking you guys through how to update your machine and talk about a little bit about what's been going on for the past week and a half. Since the last broadcast was Wednesday, not this past week, but the
10
week
days
before.
ago.
So lots of things have happened since then. So
Shipped a few printers.
yes, we did. I think Seraphinius, yours is definitely on the way to you. Jay Lee, if you are online, just wanting to let you know yours is the next one on deck to go out the door.
This week.
Yeah. So your number, I'm sorry, it's not the very next one, it's number 3 that's going to be going out the door of the systems. Number 1 is, I hate to out you like this, but Schumacher, if you're out there way up in the great north, yours is the very, very first one to go out the door. So, yes. So, which is very good. I apologize for number 2.
Wilderness, huh?
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So, so we are shipping. Everything's looking pretty good, guys, and lots of great things happened this week. So, all right. Anything you would like to add, Carl?
Just thank you to all the guys that have been testing the firmware. I know
yes.
It's been a back and forth thing. Greg just informed me of a little anomaly, so I'll get right back on it since we're over off the broadcast. Got to find out what's going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some kind of weird registry setting things that's inconsistent. So I'll dig into that. Don't worry, it's easy in Visual Studio to do it a different way than the way it was formerly done. So I just consider that like a 1-hour fix at the most. Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way things are going. I'm really pleased with the fact that we have advanced the bootloader to make it more user-friendly. I think that's a must because it was too difficult to expect people to remember how to do it. We could walk you through it, but in a week you wouldn't remember how to do it. And we didn't like that. I didn't like it. And so, because then you call me and then I have to spend all my life on the phone with all 800 people who have printers, and you know, that's not a good thing. So, not 800 yet, but we're planning on that future. So anyway, yeah, I feel good about that. In the printing, not a single acknowledged code error has been reported in 2 weeks, or since we reoffered this.
Yep.
And so that part got licked. Several other bugs were reported, and I've been on the bug with the fly swatter. And I'm happy to report that a vast number of them have been killed.
Yes.
And there are a few things, and as soon as we get a little bit more settled out, then I will release the next version or the next set of features, and those in specific will be the pause during the job or at the end of the layer, and they will also be in specific the preamble, and both of those pay rich dividends to a person who's trying to get the cleanest print. We have some other things such as a print and repeat feature that will also be available with that release. It's actually quite straightforward to pull off. and it will be fun to see what happens when we start printing for a day at a time, a little part many times. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that, because then I'll feel like I have a little mini factory working for us.
You and me both.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah.
I would like to add in one more thing. One word of caution for everybody who is going to be getting the new firmware. If you guys have already received your machines, or if your machine is currently in transit to you as of right now, the Slicer software that's out there, Slicer Slick 3R, has done a wonderful job yet again. We're going to continue to give them praise for what they've done. However, what you need to know is that the Slicer settings, which we had so diligently created, the team here has created, unfortunately are not going to be compatible, 100% compatible with
We have a new set of
version.
recipes.
Yep.
We'll just swap yours out and everything will be just like fine. It takes
That's
just
right.
a few minutes.
And it's very simple and easy to do so.
We can
So,
just update your file.
yes. But if you guys go ahead and start slicing and printing with the newest version of the firmware and software, you're going to start seeing stuff that looks like, well, it went through the Star Trek transporter. It didn't quite make it. Looks kind of cool, but severely underflowing. So what that's supposed to look like is something more along the lines of this. So, which is what I've been working on and dialing in, as you guys can see here, and trying to dial in the correct flow rate and testing each one of these guys out. So, in just a little while, I'm going to pop on the microscope so you guys can see the differences as you go from one setting to the next, and that's just based upon the flow rate that has to be dialed in. So, other than that, the temperature settings. Oh, that was one thing that a couple of people have asked me about, and even Carl got a question about this past week. For those people who are going to be printing with different types of colors, especially when it comes to ABS, even though we initially said 225 was very good for ABS for when it comes to SainSmart, we're telling everybody right now to go up 10 degrees to about 235 degrees C, and you're going to have some pretty darn good results from there. Another thing is that when you're going to be printing with black, most specifically black, because I've been getting some emails about that, and also some feedback from is it Yeoman? Yeah, from Yeoman earlier. You might have to raise your temperature even more to, let's say, go to about 240 degrees C, and you should start getting some really nice results from there. So from everybody who's been working along and messing around with the recipes, that's what we've found so far, especially when you start going faster, which we've gone a little bit faster.
Quite a bit faster, actually. But
So, but if you guys do print faster, you will need to have more your temperature is going to have to be higher.
yeah,
So,
helps the melts and it also helps the sticking.
yep. So otherwise, you start getting delamination in individual layers going up. So, now please keep in mind that as we're talking here, if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and start typing it in and ask the questions as to what's. If you have any specific questions as to what we have here tonight, or anything that's on topic, off topic. So, let's see. Cracking open the black tonight. Excellent, Powers USA. Look forward to it. So, yeah.
Are you ready for the new software, Jim? I'm going to say yes.
I think he is. Oh, yeah.
Maybe he likes pushing that OK button. Some people have fallen in love with it.
Yeah? Yeah?
It's been the bane of my existence.
So, oh, for those people out there who have not received your ST-Link dongle for the I'm sorry, not for the software, but for the firmware upgrade
For the heads.
Please get in touch with myself and/or Aldea at HYREL3D@gmail.com, and it's better to go through Aldea at this point in time because she's the
She's
keeper.
good. We're mediocre
Yeah.
when it comes to responding. She's excellent.
She's very good.
Thank you, Aldea.
Yes, she's great at getting these guys out there to you. So, what you're going to be getting in the mail, so that everybody can see this, is a little USB ST-Link dongle you see right here. This plugs into the side or on the top of your machine where the USB connections are. You're also going to be getting a cable that you see right here, 5-pin. The 5-pin, you put the key, this is the key into the keyhole, which is right there. Hey, you'd be surprised how many people put this stuff in backwards. It fits in, and now when you plug this into the side, along with the ST-Link utility that will show you guys where the download page is going to look like when we give you the link, the Google link, and then you just plug this guy in to the side of, into the back of your extruder, and you will be able, and we'll walk through a little bit of that as to how to program your extruder head properly. So, but if you have not received yours yet and you already have your machine, please give us a call, give us an email, and with your correct address, and we will we'll send one of these guys along to you. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Thanks, Powers. So, yeah. So, yeah, he's going to be retiring the OK button.
Yeah, clicker script. I like it.
So, sorry you had to go through that, but thank you for working with us through this entire process. So, okay. So, I just let you know, Carl, I have HYREL set up, and I'll let everything over on one screen so we can actually walk you through this via the screen share here through the broadcast, and then go through the actual physical part here on the camera.
So you have HYREL, but if it's not, you should be able to attach to it. You got a USB that you can plug into the printer?
Let's see.
I
I certainly
port?
do.
Well,
And
I
do
don't know if you have all the
port
drivers loaded on this printer, I mean the computer, but you can try.
All the drive. Oh, well, actually.
You saying you put 1.76B on this computer?
Yes, I did.
Oh, let's try it.
Okay.
Poor Greg, he's got some kind of DLL hell, but everybody else's printer I put the 1.76B on, it has worked flawlessly, including this one sitting right here.
Okay.
I'd like to know what's going on with it. That's not
So-
when you plug it in.
Hmm?
You plug
Oh,
it
you want
in-
to plug it in the back?
Well,
here?
you want to program the
Oh, I thought you
module.
wanted to control it from here. Oh, okay.
I thought you wanted to show them seeing
Yes.
what it takes to update the firmware so they can have a feel for that.
Okay. For all of you guys who wanted to know, this particular cable that you see right here did come with your pack, and it's a USB-A to USB Mini. This is the cable you're going to be using in order to program the 407 that you have in the back. Okay, just so you guys know. So this one goes into your computer. This one goes into the connection in the back, which I'll show you.
You're
very
actually
soon.
going to want to program the printer, and I will show Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, to answer your question, he asked a very good question. Is the prime, unprime user tunable? And the answer is absolutely.
Yes.
If you click on the little arrow inside of the control for the hothead, it will move you through several pages. You're going to get to one that has the prime, unprime parameters. There is number of pulses and the speed that they move at.
Let's what?
Yeah, let's pull it up on the
show,
screen. Let's
show,
pull it
okay.
up on the screen.
So give us just 1 second.
I'll need a head live in order to do that, though, so you
Oh,
will
yeah.
have to plug into the printer.
Absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you don't have it logged in, though.
Here you go. Okay. So they can still see us down there.
Yeah,
Hi.
but I need to be hooked to the printer with,
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
see, right now there are no heads registered.
All right.
That's why they're that wintry gray color.
All right, guys. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
That's a new COM port, so let me go find out what's going on. See, it's off?
Yep.
And there's still no COM port registry yet.
That's okay. Do you want me to? Yeah.
Still loading the device driver?
Yeah, it is. So give me one. If you go up here and take a look at the actual devices and printers on this guy.
USB serial converter?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's there. TDI, that's the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
You can click cancel.
Okay.
And
What I was looking for on the properties part was most specifically I was looking for the
COM port?
Yep. So usually it's to tell you what the COM port is.
Used to be a place to change it. I don't remember where.
Yeah.
I know you sneak that, but it doesn't matter. It'll
Okay.
populate
Okay.
if it's registered. So click the button and you put away box.
Okay.
And then we go over here and it should populate. And it's not. So you know what? Let me redo this then.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not refreshing. It should. Where's HYREL?
It's the bar right there. Yep.
Double click, single click, single click.
Single click. Yeah.
Nice. And I think it's already. No.
Occasionally, guys, if
There it is.
Yeah.
COM 19. You apply settings. And then there it is, printer's connected.
Okay.
Okay, so now you see we have one print head loaded in position number 2 and it's registered itself. Now if you hit this arrow right here, you can walk through. It says it's ABS, the color is blue, a 0.5 millimeter nozzle, which is 500 microns, nominal print temperature is 235, min's 210, max is 245. These two items are preemptive. They will be implemented soon, and basically they will disable the motor run buttons below or above these values. Actually get an alarm above it. Pulses per nanoliter, isn't that running about 0.8 right now?
Right now, for the best that I've seen so far is 0.725 actually.
Okay.
So.
And the bottom way is the feed rate multiplier. Here you go. You can see retract steps and retract speed. 5,000 a good speed. The retract steps usually is a little bit less than the reprime steps. So here we got 100 steps we walk backwards, and then there's 120 we go forward. And that tends to refill up the head nicely. That can be played with. I mean, we haven't taken nearly enough time to determine quality of print. So any feedback we get from anybody about numbers they found, had good experiences with, the 5,000 number can easily go to 10,000. It's not a problem. So you know, that's something that you can look for. And then these are the offsets, which are yet to be implemented in this part, but they're soon to be implemented. They will come with the next part of the code release. MK1, 1 meg, it just says what kind of RTD, high current, 16th step. And then here, if you right-click on the flash button, you get a little warning that says this will change the printhead default settings. Are you sure? Click yes, and it just flashed it in. And now that head knows who he is. You can move him around, and he keeps smart. He says, hey, my name is MK1, and I got blue, and I like to print at 235, and I got a nozzle this size. And so you're going to end up with a lot of heads someday, probably. We know people already have a lot of heads, and this will help you keep it straight. Because we have a couple of people already that are working with the 0.35 nozzle and the 0.5 millimeter nozzle. It's nice to not, you know, at least see which one it is without having to take it apart. Hey, Nerd Rocks. So there you go. And now you're back to the normal panel. So that's how you set the prime unprimed steps.
So excellent question.
All right.
All right.
So you can play with those numbers. Oh, well, let's put it back and let's show them what it takes to update the
Sure.
booger
Sorry
logo.
about that.
Well, I'm okay with it. All right. So the way we update the firmware was a little bit cumbersome because we would start a third-party installation program, and it wasn't as straightforward. So what we've done now is, do we have a cable?
I'm gonna need to get another one downstairs.
You can unplug the printer.
Okay.
You don't need the printer.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay,
You don't have
here
to
we go.
plug it in anymore.
Okay, guys.
All right. So he's going to plug this in the back of the 407, and I am actually going to update firmware for motion controller. Oh, and this is the one. See, even on the DLL, same way. Oh, at least we got consistent results.
Yeah.
So, are you running Windows 7 on this?
This is running Windows 7. Yeah.
Well, that is weird.
We can also do it from this machine if you would like to.
Yeah, let's do that because it works on that machine.
Okay. So, guys, if you and more than likely the Visual Studio thing probably hasn't been updated on this thing. One of the things that you're going to need to do on your machines using this stuff is Microsoft has given out a Visual Studio redistributable for C#, and it's the 2005, 2008, 2010 versions. You're going to have to download those guys and install them on your machine. Thankfully, they provide them out there for free, and they work actually quite well. That's for the DFUSE utility to work. Okay. So I'm going to take control of the camera here just for a second so everybody can see this. Let me go back over here. All right. So there we go. Oh. Okay. So on the turntable. So this is your main screen. What we're going to do here is from the side, take your USB, plug it into one of the ports that you have that's open, like so. Take the other side, and because of the way that the power cord cable is, we're going to go back over here on the reverse side, as you guys can see. Take this guy and plug him in to this little USB guy you see right there. Alright. Plug it in, that one little light will turn on, which is just fine. Right here is a small little switch that's horizontal. You push this that way, okay, to your left. And then your reset button is this white guy that's right up here, right next to this light. Press, and release. Okay. Now, this guy back around. Inside of HYREL, which I'm going to try to make you guys a better angle with less glare. There we go. That's a little bit better.
Okay, so you basically go to the file, come down to where it says update firmware, and you come on over and do 407. It tells you to plug in the cable, and then there you go. Now here's your instructions, and it shows you pictures of what each of the items does, and there's a 10 steps. So it says plug in the cable, set the button to the left, which you just did, press the reset button. You'll notice it says connected in green. That means that it's talking already. Then all we have to do is select a file, and I don't have my glasses on, so he's got it. He's a professional, folks.
So in this case, it's HYREL version 1.76.dfu.
Yeah.
Go over to open.
Or double click on the file.
Yep. Okay.
And then just program.
Which it'll show up right here as to that loaded correctly. Okay.
And then
yeah, it's ready to go.
We program. And you notice that it's not doing much. That's why it says initializing device. It's actually doing some secret bookkeeping function. I have no clue what it is because it's deep inside of a .com product or DLL, which I cannot expose. But in about 15 seconds, it comes back, and now it's erasing the device, and next it will program it. And you can see it writing the blocks right now. So overall, it's not more than about 30-40 seconds to make that happen. It's now done, so you follow through. You're going to put the switch back to the left, to the right, and press the reset button.
So that.
And now we're working on it. We have it almost there to where you won't even have to flip the switch anymore. So, which is the pièce de résistance.
Okay. Take this guy, flip it that way. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay. And you can unplug the cable from the other side, guys. So, there you go.
And you can close out the box, the lay box.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Very nice. Okay. There we go. We need more cameras. NSA is going to love us. All right.
Truly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of data for them to keep up with.
Yes, it is. Okay. Oop.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions? Oh yes. About the now is all that you guys just saw was upgrading the 407. So and doing the upgrading the firmware for the 407.
And doing the hotheads is similarly painless. Actually, they're even easier.
Yep.
So
Using this guy.
use a dongle. You just plug this into a cable. You plug the other end into the board, and then you just click update head and then select your file, and it runs the script and takes care of the whole thing for you. So no more fighting with Kukox or anything else. It should be pretty straightforward for everybody.
Yep. So I'm just going to show them just a quick little thing. All right. On your actual head, this guy right here plugs into that particular connector on the back, so everybody can see. It's that one right there.
And the other end plugs into a USB cable or the port on the head.
Yep.
The cable is long enough you can run it right from the port on the head, on the yoke, I mean.
Yep.
So you can program right in situ if you want. And those of you that are crazy programmers like myself, if you want, you can actually put breakpoints in, read out variables, play with stuff to your heart's content. I know somebody's going to get involved one day with that. go.
So
Ta-da.
very simple, very easy.
Seems anticlimactic, but it took a long time to get this polished up. So, sorry for the delay.
No. Hey, you made it happen.
Only by the grace of Google.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Google are good fishing buddies.
Oh, that and Greg helped out.
Greg helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, many people helped a lot.
Yes. Very much so.
Good. And
So-
Cookcox helped a lot.
Yes.
God bless
yes.
those guys.
Oh, that was the other thing. We also need to put on the download link because not everybody's machine received Cookcox 1.5.1.
You don't need it anymore.
So you don't need it?
Nope.
Really? So any version works?
You don't need it anymore.
Wow.
I'm using the utility now.
Oh, that's right. I apologize.
Newsflash.
So I'm sorry. I've been spending the past couple of weeks doing it one particular way, which is now no longer the way of doing
I
things.
tested 1.75 the other day, and
Yeah?
it worked fine on the hothead code too. So,
Excellent.
what can I say? Well,
That's
now
perfect.
that it's bootloader codless at the moment, and it just uses the external bootloader, the built-in one,
Yeah.
and so that doesn't require all the offsets and stuff. Greg knows better than me about how that works.
That's true. Okay, guys, there's one last thing I was going to show you. We kind of jumped kind of in the middle of doing the firmware stuff. I'm going to go back. We're going to do the whole Tarantino thing. We're going to go back just a little bit as to what the food chain is. And so I'm going to go back to the regular main screen here, and I'm going to show you that when we give you the distribution on the drive, you're going to see basically these main guys you're going to be downloading. This one in the middle, that's for the 407. That's your firmware that is the file for the 407. You've got this guy right here, which is your ST-Link utility, which is for your little dongle. And then finally, which you need to install before you plug in your USB dongle. And then finally, you've got bin 1.76.rar right here, which is the latest version of Repitrel. Okay, so when you download Repitrel, please put it into the file folder that says Repitrel, as you guys can see right here. And the only thing you have to do in order to update your version of Repitrel is go to where it says bin, go ahead and delete your bin file folder, just like so. And then you're going to right-click on your bin file, on this bin dot, yes.
I like to call mine bin and don't delete it in case you want to recover. So you can do whichever one you want. Delete it and pray, or bin and then unwrap RAR the next one to the bin folder.
Okay.
Your choice.
More than likely, go with Carl's suggestion. So
Those of you that like to juggle chainsaws while blindfolded, delete.
So you probably are going to have to download WinRAR more than likely in order to open this guy up. So just go ahead and go down here where it says extract
it's
here.
on the printer.
No. I'm saying if it's on your
PC, your
yeah.
PC. We're actually, I actually have someone working on an MSI installer for us.
Really?
Yep. I
that's
think in
awesome.
another week it'll be done, and they told me they can include all the other programs that we use.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it'll be big. I mean, it'll take like 20 minutes or so to run.
That I'm perfectly okay. I'm perfectly content with.
But we include the FreeCAD and all the libraries and stuff with it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's why I need to host on the site that we were talking about.
We can definitely do that.
Because that's not a Google Drive.
Yeah, I'll get with Tony on that one.
Okay.
So okay. All right. So when it downloads, make sure. Oh, one other thing. Make sure that any instance you have of Repitrel is closed. You don't want to have any bit of it open at this point in time. And you don't want to double click on the little Repitrel icon until after you have expanded this particular bin into this particular folder. Otherwise, the shortcut's going to try and see if it can find it, and it's not going to be able to.
It won't let you delete or rename that folder if Repitrel is open. So
Okay. Okay.
I have tried it many times.
Okay.
Impatiently trying to make it happen.
Well, there you go. Okay. So that's all you guys have to do in order to get Repitrel up and running. And if you want to double check what version of Repitrel that you are running, just go up here to the settings folder and you'll see it right there. So we know that we're using the correct version.
Yeah, I gotta get with the guy doing revision history to tell him to put the letter on it.
Oh,
That would be me.
yeah. It's okay. All right. So there you go. Now you have the full food chain. and how to update everything.
And if you the bin folder and look inside, there's a little text file called release notes. And it's just a little hint at what we were working on for that particular bump.
Mm-hmm.
So, mostly bug fixes, and then I added some features. Obviously, the last revision came with the firmware polish on it. So I thought that was a good bump, but most of the stuff is just trying to plug through the bugs that we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Which right now, I'm pretty much registry related, it looks like. So I'm going to just go back and do property settings, .save, and not mess with their way of doing the registry. So make a giant soap string out of it. I have everything I need to do it. So. Okay, cool.
All right.
Did you want to show off a little of your printing overflow, underflow?
Yes. Okay. So everyone who's out there who's going to be slicing and printing with the latest and greatest, there's an M221 code. Okay, and the M221 code it's not just the steps per nanometer anymore. Okay, it contains a lot of information. The very first thing after the M221 is a T code, and that is required to initialize whichever head up on the printer you're trying to initialize. So T11 would be head number 1, T12, head number 2, T head 3, position number 3, so on and so forth. That has to be there so that the program, in this case, so the firmware software will basically say, okay, grab onto this particular head, and now you're going to be printing. The next code that comes after that in the MT21 is the Z code, and the Z is whatever the height is going to be. So if the Z is 0.3, it's going to be 300 microns. If it's 0.2, it's 200 microns. 0.1, that's 100 microns, and that you have to put in there. If you slice it a certain particular way, whichever version you have, that will then override anything that's in there. Right?
Does that mean that the Z is in millimeters?
It's going to be, yes, it's in millimeters, 0.1 millimeters. 0.1 millimeters.
And those of you who will ask,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't talk about it in millimeters, the Z height for us is always in microns. And I actually originally wrote the code to be in microns, thinking we could just set a slicker 3E setting, and we could not. So that's why it reads in millimeters, so that it's consistent with the Slick 3R conjecture at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one prints in millimeters of thickness unless they're doing some M. So, or cake frosting. That goes in millimeters.
I think we're going to have to do that one.
I don't even think I printed a millimeter Z with plasticine. That's always been 0.8 or shorter.
That's right. 0.8 was the largest. That was the largest Z that we went with so far.
Right.
I know we can go larger than that. We were just trying to make sure that was going to stick.
Makes you proud to be an American.
Okay, getting a little bit more back on it. Oh, the next, so you got M221T, whichever tool it is on the actual yoke, your Z, and then your W. Your W is a 0.5 typically for everyone who's out there, unless you have the 0.35 nozzle. And the W is the width of the nozzle. Okay, and then finally after that you have the P setting. Now, for those people who wanted to know what's going on with the slicer settings, is that I've been, as you guys can see right here, there's a point P of 1.0, 0.80, I'm sorry, 0.08, or no, 0.80, sorry.
And what does P stand for?
It means the pulses.
Pulses per banana?
Yes. So it basically is the flow, the amount of material that you're going to be pushing through
per nanoliter.
Per nanoliter.
And so, yes, we're back at nanoliter because that's the way it is.
So to give you guys a better view as to which one was better out of all of these guys, I've hooked up the microscope so you guys can see this. So I'm just going to go to the microscope mode.
Wow, I didn't know
there you
had
go.
Set up that way. That's awesome.
Yeah. So each one of these guys, just so you guys know, there's your units right there. Oops, I need to flip this around. Sorry about that. Units are in millimeters. So there you go. So this is the P of the 1.0, and I didn't let this guy finish. So as you guys can see right here, it overflowed like crazy.
When you see ridges like that, the material's actually splashing up almost. It's driven and extrudes up into mountains.
Yep.
So the way you know that this is caused by overflow instead of underflow is you notice there's no gaps where the straight lines meet the circle.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Show them another.
So I went down a little bit lower. In fact, I went as low as 0.6. So this is the 0.6, and you're going to notice that it's visibly quite a bit better.
Yes, but you notice that where the straight lines meet the circle or the rectilinear lines, you'll see that there's gaps in there, so it didn't have enough material. And there is also a rough texture to the surface where it planed off the top but did not fill in the gap between the two.
Yep.
Let's take a look at those pyramid steps that you got there. Go to the corner.
Okay.
Let's just see. Now you notice that that is got some little small amount of variance on the corner. I wonder if that's, is that where we're starting the Z?
I believe this. Yeah, this is when
Okay.
we're starting the Z.
How about running down the side? You got a good side shot on this? No, not that way. Just hold it down so the side's right angles to it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So let's get the little dribble coming off of that. I think we must make sure that was unprimed.
Yep.
Cool. All right. What's the
Okay.
next one?
All right.
So that's underflowing.
So that was 0.6. So I went back up to what was given to us by Mr. Kibble, who's out there. And thank you very much for all the feedback you've been giving us.
Yeah.
And he said that 0.8 was pretty darn good. So I tried it at 0.8, and here you go. And as you can
That
see,
looks a lot better.
oh yeah, the only problem is that this
A little overflow on the diagonals.
But as you guys can see right here, the stitching against this particular line, the linear line right here, was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good, but it was overflowing just a little bit. So, oh, let's see. Powers USA says, I assume this is the M221 in the start G code in Slicer. Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, oh, okay. Yeah, I can go ahead and post a full version. Here you go. So, M221 is going to, and then T12, and then
That's for head number 2.
and 0.0 like this. So
A layer height of 300 microns.
do we have an S in here as well? No, I
We
don't-
do.
We do.
Absolutely. And the S is the fudge factor, which
Oh,
right
that's-
now should be 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
That basically says that there's no modification to the feed rate.
Yep.
The fudge factor comes into play when you're using different materials in the same slicer setup. Because some materials are more compressible or they shrink more, depending on how it goes. 0.725. There you go.
Okay.
Very nice.
So there you go, guys. So that's the code you see up in the box in the red right there. That is one of the final versions of what I printed with. So, and what I'm saying that is going to be good for everybody to print with. So, I split the difference between the point this one right here, which is 0.80, and went with this guy right here, which is 0.70. And as you guys can see, let me go back to the same corner so you guys can see that. There you go. Is that it still had a couple of stitching issues.
A little bit underflow.
So still a little bit underflow. So 0.7 is a little bit low when it comes to printing. Although the lines came out quite beautifully though.
Yeah, they came out
So
wonderful.
so because it was a little bit underflowed, I went up to 0.75. As you can see right here, it's 0.75, and that was a little bit overflow. Although the stitching had just a little bit of issues here and there. But for the most part, it was conforming actually quite nicely. And so finally, the last one, which is 0.725, the last one I ran, had a very nice smooth surface. And so it's a little bit underflow, a little bit overflow when it comes to slicer settings. So we're still dialing this stuff in, but as you can see right here, the quality has improved quite dramatically just by moving around the peat. Now, for anybody wanting to know what the temperature was on this, on all of these, I printed off at what we talked about earlier, which is 235 degrees C. So, and this is the same Smart Blue. So if people wanted to know what type of material this is the same Smart Dark Blue that we've been sending out to everybody. So very good. Okay. So hopefully that helps you guys and gets you very close to benchmark before I finalize what we have when it comes to the recipes, and I'll be sending these guys out there for you guys to download it and print with as well. So do you have did you have a chance to print those STL files? Nerd Rocks, I apologize. I'm not sure which STL files you're referring to. More than likely, I did not. Davo may have.
Did you send them to Davo?
So
Because if you did, just contact him or call me personally. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Powers use it. Yeah, Z is the layer thickness. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little number wheel on the screen. That doesn't set anything. It's used for the initial calibration. So here's the thing. I have to calculate the flow when I first bring the heads up, and if I don't have a program to do it with, I still need to come up with a number. So that is the baseline number, and then everything builds from there. It is just for initialization, so I don't get a multiply by a null. And there will be a time when we start doing more sophisticated parsing of the product, of the G code, and then we will actually update that number wheel to show you what the layer height should be,
Yeah.
or is going to be. Also, the size of the object, I think, is a very interesting thing that currently isn't being showed.
Yeah.
So I guess you can see it in the STL representative, but I would like to know the volume, because then when we do the step and repeat, we have an idea how many parts we can build on it automatically.
Would a ruler help? Like when we get
Well,
we get into the
I have a file,
oh,
so
what I was thinking was like on the actual visualization of this inside the software, could we put like a ruler down and then
the grid on the
see
build
the-
platform is a ruler. Those are correct grids.
Yeah.
So you can use them if you can count the line. We could put numbers on there. Actually, that would be a great little thing if somebody who was a rocket scientist out there wanted to take that one method and just put it so numbers are written out there in space. I'm sure someone will figure it out.
Very true.
That'd be cool to have numbers in 3D rotate with that plane.
Oh, that'd be very cool.
Oh man, I can only dream.
Yeah. So Powers USA, to answer your question, is that you have to set it inside of Slicer right now in like the regular layers and parameters, and then in the custom G code you have to go back into the M221 code, make sure that it says 0.3 between 300 microns or 0.2 or
Yeah. Powers USA, to answer your question, yes, you can use layer height, and you can also use the nozzle diameter. However, it has to be done in an array. So there's an underscore 0 through 3. The array is 0 based, coming out of Slick 3R. And so 0 means head 1, 1 means head 2, 2 means head 3. You get the drift of it. So you would put down nozzle diameter, I think it is, or
Yep.
one of those nozzle with underscore 0 through 3. And that would correspond with a T 11, 12, 13, and 14. We'll post something up there. Greg has played with this more than anybody, so he has a much better working knowledge of how to tune up the Slicker 3 to make the nozzles.
Mhm.
Him and I believe Tim in Australia have been burning up the internet.
Wow, yeah. They've
Thanks
been
for the
doing great.
call, Tim.
Yes.
Tim called and gave me a very nice call yesterday. Told me not to jump off the roof, that the bugs were going to be fixed. He's right.
Yep. Let's see. Array is only needed if you have more defined. If you have defined more than one extruder. Oh, and slice. Okay.
That might be required because I think as a standard we're just going to go ahead and show that there's 4 heads possible. You only have to use one, but there's no point in making different recipes for 2 or 3 or 4 heads unless, well, I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff going on. But for that one, that's the printer settings.
Mhm.
So I think it'd be better to just stay with the array.
I agree.
You know, especially since multiple materials seems to be where we're all headed. I had a good time printing with them last week.
Oh, yeah. So.
Oh.
We're going to be showing that pretty soon, aren't we?
Yeah, we printed with polyurethane last week too.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Oh, we printed with polypropylene too. What
Yes,
am
we
I
did.
thinking?
Polypropylene as well, yeah.
And polypropylene's a very interesting material. Much more flexible than I had expected it to be.
Mhm. It's not as rigid as ABS. It's a little more gummy, almost like a rubber.
Right.
So, very
Sure.
interesting.
You can give us a call after the broadcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have our number?
I think he might. Nerd Rocks, let's see. I'm going to send you my personal cell phone number, and then you can give us a call via the personal cell phone number. So, because the main shop phone,
Davo's
got it right now. So,
which printer? I mean, which computer is this? Huh? Was this the one that used to be next to the desk?
this one?
No, the one downstairs. I did.
Yeah, this was in the library.
Got it.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Library.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
I should bring that library over here.
Hmm?
I should bring the library over here.
You can definitely do that. Okay, hopefully, Nerd Rocks, I just want to make sure that I'm sending it to the right one. So we got like 2 or 3 of them here, so I'm going to send them to all the addresses that we have for you. So one of them should bounce to you. Okay.
I sent an email to someone at bellsouth.com about 4 weeks ago. Last week they came and said they never got the email. Well, it turns out it's bellsouth.net. Now we have no idea who the email went to at .com, but it never came back. Thank God for Google. I read it to the guy so that he would believe me, but it's like, whoa. I made someone happy when I told him I was sending him $2 million.
Well, you know,
There you go. He just
Hey.
emailed you.
they're Nigerian princes who are starving out there, right?
That's correct. Sir, I'm contacting you. I have a dilemma. An engineer who was unfortunately killed in a plane accident in southern Siberia left $47 million on deposit in my bank account. I need an American to cash this money. I'm willing to split it with you. We get
Wow.
that scam about every month, don't we?
Yep. All the time. So. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Greg. So he's put in the code, as you can see.
Oh, yeah,
right there.
We'll share that with everyone. Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Is it up there?
Yes, it's up there. And guys, if you're not getting great reception by looking at this, like Alan, I think if you're out there, you can always rewatch these particular things on Ustream, and Ustream actually does up the bit rate quite a bit, so it's easier to read the words. So I haven't gotten Ustream to actually give us control over making the words that you see right here much easier and much larger.
Did you tell everybody what Google did to you?
Oh yes. Okay. All right. First of all, some of the people who have been in most contact with us know that we have a love-hate relationship with Google. And Google, they create something which is great, conceived by rocket scientists, implemented by 6th graders. And the problem is that when they create something that's great, and a lot of people want to use it, and they use it, they do the Google takeaway. They remove it. So if you guys haven't seen already, roughly about 2 to 3 weeks ago, Google purchased Twitch.tv, and they also purchased with that Justin.tv, because Justin.tv was the parent company. Well, as of August 5th, Google killed Justin.tv. So if you guys are looking out there to try and find anything with Justin.tv, or if you want to save your username or anything like that and bring it over to Twitch.tv because you are watching guys play video games, go right on ahead.
Did we get a refund?
Yes, we did.
Huh.
Yes, we did. It was prompt. They did exactly what they said they were going to do, and they did it very, very quickly. So, but Just.tv has been nixed, and from everything we're seeing as of right now, it looks like Twitch is going to be the next thing to be somewhat halfway nixed as they bring it into YouTube. So that's what all the broadcasters are looking at as of right now, and they're getting kind of scared because there's not really another platform out there that has the user base, but in the community, but also the programmers who were a part of the Just.tv crew and Twitch.tv crew did a wonderful job, and a lot of them unfortunately are leaving.
Looks like an ideal opportunity for someone in China to enter into the marketplace.
Oh, big time, big time. So we're going to continue to find sites like Ustream and use places like this, So as long as they're still open and available and they're not going to be acquired by the mothership anytime soon. It's not that we have anything wrong with Google. We love using their services, but at the same time, we just don't want to be collateral damage in when they do a Google takeaway, which means that you guys are also collateral damage, which hurts the entire community. So, but that's what happens. Okay. Alrighty. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. So they're talking amongst themselves.
Good.
Getting good information. So Yeoman, thank you very much also for your feedback over it. And I forgot to.
He's done some great prints.
Yeah. So I'll mention you on the next Kickstarter update. I apologize. Your name slipped my mind when I was trying to get it out. Like
picture
like
that Les
was that
sent
like a
to us?
day? What?
You have a picture of the bottle opener that Les sent to us?
I do not.
I'll forward them to you. On the next broadcast, we'll show you something
Yeah.
that Les made, and he did a great job on it. Matter of fact, it makes me jealous he's doing it. So. Also, it's pretty ingenious. He's a pretty clever fox.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
it. He's been very kind to us. We appreciate him.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
thank you, Les. So excellent.
That about wraps up what we're here to share tonight.
Yeah, it was actually quite a bit. So we went over the firmware software. We went over where we are with that today, a little of the slicer settings, some of the testing that we've been going through. Oh, that was the next thing. Hopefully by this Monday, because David was experimenting with it, you'll have the plasticine slicer recipes ready for us.
Oh.
So for your EMO 25, which also will give you the first benchmark when it comes to using other types of materials like the clays or porcelains or Sugru or which the Sugru team, if you're out there, thank you very much for your for the tweets and everything like that. We do appreciate that. So yeah, and we got more materials on the way that we're going to be printing with and testing with. Also, Sculpey, for the people who have been asking about Sculpey, as soon as Davo is finished with the plasticine print, that's going to be the next material he's gonna dial in for the new firmware software.
Yeah. Powers USA, Jim, if you want to shoot me an email, I will respond and give you a copy of a typical preamble or the recipe, or I'm sure Greg would be glad to show you what he's doing. But actually, the startup code is leaner than it was before because we took a lot of the settings out of it. Like, for instance, the prime, unprime, they're all automatically uploaded, which was something I got to go look at.
Oh yes.
So,
Yes, you do.
for multiple heads.
All right, guys. Unless anybody has any further questions, I think we'll just wrap it up for tonight. And so next live broadcast.
I will
know
be
you're probably not going to be
gone
here
next weekend, so the Wednesday of the following week would be fine with me.
Okay, so not Wednesday of this week, guys, but Wednesday the following week.
Yeah.
Which
10 days.
yeah.
We're
Which
trying
is from now.
to trying to do one Wednesday followed by another Sunday. We'll get a little more settled in come fall, and then we'll do it weekly again. But we're thin on time. Plus, this way more people get to watch because not everybody can watch it on one night or another.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why we were able to do it last Sunday, Das, if you're out there watching, congratulations. You're a very, very lucky man. You got married to a very, very wonderful girl that he's known for a very, very long time. So, thank you, my old Army battle buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, that's where I was. So, all right, guys. If you have any other questions, reach out to us at HYREL3D@gmail.com. I'll just type that in here before we go. Give us a call. The phone number's on the website, and yeah, Skype in with us. Give us, and we'll go from there. So, but thank you very much for joining us again tonight, and we look forward to talking with each and every one of you and seeing what you guys do in the future. So, with your machines.
So, from all of us to all of you, thank you.
All right.
Have a nice Sunday evening. We'll see you soon.
All right. Good night, guys.